a while. Had to find a link.
All good,
How are
all
you
good.
doing?
I thought you got it in the invite, but either way, my bad.
That's okay. Uh,
Nice to catch up with you here again, and congratulations in coming back into the PDOCS program here.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
So you have access into your Kajabi, which also gives you access to the PDOCS motherboard inside there. Those are a couple of the most, relevant tools. But what this call is all about, and where I think, students and clients get the most value, is I like to do a one-on-one kickoff call. What I found after working with thousands and thousands of different students over the last 5 years is it always comes back down to these 5 or 6 areas right off the bat. And because we only have about 25 minutes here, I just want to dive right in and get started. And then we'll kind of work on this collaboratively, and I'll kick it back to you for questions and things like that.
Sure. Sweet.
But anyway, it's really these pretty much 6 or 7 bold areas you see on my screen, which I just want to dial in simply. And then the last two are going to be most relevant into the next steps. So let's start talking about this. So, David, with your core, reason for joining, what niche or industry are you serving?
It's in the SaaS software niche.
Okay. And
Yep.
talk to me a little more about what you see with this one and the one below it. So you're targeting SaaS as the niche of the industry. I don't know if there's any more to that. And what's the offer?
It's more so initially my original offer, it was more so, okay, I'm gonna go and run ads for so basically manage paid traffic for SaaS companies. But I find that a lot of these SaaS companies don't really have a good funnel, so they don't have something similar to SLO. It's more so they're using trial funnels.
Yep.
And the problem with it is the payback period is ridiculously long because if they use paid traffic sent to a trial funnel, their cost per trial is well, it takes them like 5 to 6 months to break even. And so this is a massive like cash flow issue. So I had to refine the offer, and now it's more so 8 to 12 weeks program, like done with you or done for you program, where I go in and just use PDOCS to research and build SLO for them. So like some sort of front end, low ticket offer, to help them break even on client acquisition cost, customer acquisition cost, so that they can upsell them and all that through email funnels or group funnels or with their CRM and all that stuff, right? So they're able to use paid traffic to just quickly scale because they have something that basically self-liquidates all of the ad spend. It's a bit of a mouthful there, but that's
Oh,
pretty much
definitely, definitely. If somebody asks you what you do, you want to be, or what offer you're doing, you want to be able to say it in a sentence or two, right?
for
Ideally.
sure. For
No, I
sure.
need you to elaborate a little more. So what I'm trying to figure out here and just streamline, and again, let's just keep this simple. That was a great explanation, but you went way more in depth and answered a lot more than I asked, which
Yeah.
is fine, right? But so the niche or industry you're serving is SaaS. But I want to kind of make this so what's the niche of the industry you would say your expertise is in?
Uh, Definitely SaaS because I've got the most case studies there. I did
No, but
I did
your expertise is not software. So you're going to go develop a software for
oh
people?
no no oh yeah yeah I got it. It's
Your
more so
expertise,
paid
like what you're offering.
basically paid traffic.
Okay.
Paid traffic and funnel and then the stuff in PDOCS, right? Like the research and all that.
Let's just keep it this simple for right now. Let's just keep it that simple for right now.
Sure.
These, we can always elaborate on these. I find that people have a lot more problem being clear and concise and just keeping this simple. And which is
Yeah.
why, like, the answer you just gave me to, what you offer, who you offer, what your offer is and kind of who you serve, with how elaborate and expansive that was, that's going to cause a lot of confusion if we ever explain it to anybody. So we want to start simple. We can always elaborate and add on to our explanations, but this exercise specifically should be 1 or 2 sentences tops in each answer. So again, your offer is you said an 8 to 12 week program. Is it either or? Are you still deciding between the two? Is there two different options? They can do an 8 or a 12 week. Talk to me a little about that.
I feel like to develop like something like an SLO from scratch, it's going to take some time, right? I
Yeah,
can't
I'd
do
say
like
12 weeks. I wouldn't want to try to knock that out in 8 weeks.
yeah, for sure, right? It's like this is not the typical agency like monthly retainers and all that, right? Because it's definitely to me like running ads versus building the entire funnel from scratch. It's like,
Well, it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like what you told me is kind of a combo of a DFY done with you. It's a lot of done for you, but you're also doing it with them in a collaborative effort to make sure that everything aligns with, what they're trying to pull off, correct? Is that about right?
um, because I haven't really gotten them on a call. I don't know they how it would work really.
Well, this
If
is
I
this
did,
is what I'm recommending how you position it. I know what you said to me. So you're an agency, generally speaking, right? Even though it's a small little, even if you're one man show, it doesn't matter. Somebody that focuses on and crafts and creates offers, paid ads, and effective copy is an agency. Agency services are generally a done for you. The agency does it for you. Why I'm saying to kind of position it as a done for you, done with you is because although I do it for you, David, Mr. Client, in this case, let's say we're talking and you're even a prospect. David, although as an agency I do it for you, I call it a bit of a done with you program as well because I want to be your marketing collaborative partner in this. And I want to make sure everything we create aligns with your values, your mission, and your primary objective. So, again, I'm going to be doing a lot for you, but there's a little bit of collaboration and making sure what we're crafting all, jives with your alignment values and everything I just said. Does that make
mm,
sense? Right. That's kind of how I would position it when I talk to people.
that makes sense for sure. Yep.
Gotcha. Now, your ideal client. Let's talk about that a little bit further, and I might have you expand upon this, or we might just do it right on this call, depending on how much time we have. But very basic. You're looking to your ideal client is SaaS companies. Talk to me a little more about it.
So basically, from research, I find that there's two tiers. Like you've got SaaS with a lot of money. Could be just from funding, some sort of fundings, VCs, seeding, angels, and all that. And then you've got the other types that are indie hackers, basically bootstrapped software entrepreneurs, and that's who I want to target because the one that are backed by VCs and all that, they have a lot of money. They don't really care about like an SLO. They just want to do trial funnels. It's like they're willing to pay really like $100 per trial, really, and then you have the top dog agencies. They just come in and like run these ads and they charge 5K and all that stuff, right? You know how it goes. I don't want to do that. I want to fix the underlying problem. It's like, look, it's not the paid traffic. Like your entire funnel just doesn't allow you to generate enough cash flow to just keep feeding back into your paid traffic. And especially for bootstrappers, they don't have a whole lot of cash. So they need something that, again, just self liquidates, basically.
Got it.
Yep.
Now, what I'm going to have you add to this, and what I'm going to have you add to this, I'm going to put in bold. This is going to be a little bit of homework for you. Anything I put in bold or parentheses in here, but the three things that I want you to think about, and a little bit of it is in here, right? So we've identified the who, SaaS companies, right? Let's just keep it basic. And then give me some prerequisites for your ideal client. So think about this a little. You talked about some of them. Did I spell it right? Prerequisites. Why can't I not spell this all of a sudden? Prerequisite.
Another RE, like prerequisite TI.
Yeah. No, that's not right.
TE.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, prerequisites. That
Yeah.
means, are they small to mid-sized companies, right? Do they have 5 employees or less? Are they doing less than 6 figures a month? Like some prerequisites by size of the company. And then last thing, what have they tried instead of working you? So what tried or what might they try? So instead of working with David and your agency to help create an effective SLO, to help dial in their copy and do a little more research to make sure they're actually putting together an SLO and products that their market wants, what have they already tried, David, or what might they try instead of you? If you can map out
Mm,
these things very simply sometime tonight or tomorrow and send it back, I can dive into some more. But this is what I want you to do. What tried or what
sure.
might try instead of you? I'll just put it like that. So yeah, come up with that a little bit to put a little bit of thought into. I don't want to just put you on the spot because I would fill it out right now, but I like people to actually put a little thought into that. You know what I mean? Um,
Sure.
Now, these last three are really what you need to do to accomplish and find your ideal client. To be honest, David, with everything I know about you, how long I've known you, and what you already know about like PDOCS, and I don't think you need to do much more research at this time. So I don't really see anything here for right now. Sometimes when I speak with a client or a prospect just launching something, they are so new and just so misinformed about the market. They need to start with research. And
Yeah.
there might always be more. I'm not saying there's not more we can't always be doing, but I don't think you
Yeah.
need any initially and fundamentally just to get this off the ground. I think you have a really good understanding, and I can actually tell that by the over expansive explanation you gave me when I asked about your offer. You know what I mean? You already
Yeah.
dove
Yeah.
into some of the problems down the line, some of the research you've seen. So
Yeah.
I kind of already have a good understanding. Let's dive to
Yeah.
these last two, David. In a perfect world, what's your immediate objective since you joined PDOCS and what you want to accomplish in the next 90 days? What is your primary objective for right now and what you want to see happen in, say, the next 90 days? If you want, you can even shorten it to the next 30 days. But what's your immediate objective right now? What do you want to accomplish
Um,
with this
I
offer
would
specifically?
I definitely want to get like 2 to 3 clients for sure. Yeah, 2 to 3 clients.
Yep. Keep going.
Uh, I don't know. I can't I can't really think of it. I want to get
Let's
two
put
to
a
three
monetary
clients.
value on it too, then. Okay. 2 to 3
Sure.
clients. What do you charge per client?
For
Or do you not even
something
know
like
yet?
I I know that like with agencies that are doing paid traffic, just paid traffic, they're charging, let's just say 3K retainer. So if I do this 12-week program, and because it solves like a much more painful problem, I do at least 4 to 5K, at least minimum. Should be.
For the 90 days? Yeah, fuck, dude. I mean, I think it's a 10K program all day with what you
Yeah.
described. Like you said,
Yep.
if somebody's paying an ad agency 3K a month on retainer, that 90 days already added up to 9K right there. You're doing stuff
Exactly.
in addition to that. What I
Yep.
would map this out as, and I think you're right. I'm also, with everything I do in Audience Lab and how many agency owners I speak to, you know what I've seen happen in the last year, David? That average premium of a 3K monthly retainer for a Facebook ad agency has now dropped to 2K. So
Oh,
the average, not to say people aren't charging 3K and there's people
yep.
charging less, but on average right now, agencies are going with about a 2K premium just to become competitive because there's so many other ad agencies out there now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's part of the reason why I kind of want to switch away from just doing paid traffic and just solve the actual problem there, which is, yeah, you just keep sending traffic to trial funnel. It's like you're just gonna have CAC issues, like long payback period and all that.
I recommend, and then the next step, again, I'll get into this. The next step, then something you're going to work on is you've already seen my offer creation masterclass quite a while ago. I actually ran another one last week. I want you to map out your offer similar to that, and I'll send you the updated version for you to go through with all the templates and resources you need. But then I want to get on with you on this Thursday session. Once you fill that out, hopefully you can have it done by Thursday. If not, we can hop on one or wait till the following Thursday. And I want to sit with you and really refine this offer and give you my expertise on it once you have gone in and filled out the basics that I'm going to send you some info for.
Oh,
But
man. Yeah.
we'll talk about it then. But I would recommend, I think you have about a 10K offer. I would start it at about $7,500, beta
Mm,
it and get some results for anywhere from 3 to 5 clients. And then I would bump up to the full 10K for 90 days. But we'll talk more about that when you get in the offer. But right now, your immediate goal is 2 to 3 clients. And let's just say 15K in revenue in the next 90 days. Is that about right?
yes, that would be great.
So this is where we come into how do I do that, right? And what do I need to reverse engineer and what are my steps? So, number one, very simply on the sheet, I don't even need to fill this one out. I'm not gonna, just whatever I gave you for homework, right? Anything in bold, just make sure you go fill in and send back to me whenever you get a chance. That's kind of cut and dry. But what I want you to work on first is your offer. And well, yeah, I want these in bold. Offer. And again, I'm going to send you over some resources about that in case you lost it or it's been a while, just so you have everything fresh and all the documents and the framework and the lesson on how to go in and do that, right? So first, we're going to dial in the offer. Actually, we are going to do that. I'm not going to put these. This is homework, but like some of it's stuff you have to do. Some of this is just the strategy and approach. So first, we want to dial in the offer, right? And then we want to build the proper outreach approach to start conversations, right? Now let's reverse engineer these goals really quick. If I want to get 2 to 3 clients in the next 90 days, right now with an offer that you don't have fully fleshed out and you haven't really validated in the market, I would venture to guess you're not going to be super confident or high with your close percentage. What's your guess? If you speak to 10 SaaS owners that can use your service, how many do you think you could close?
Probably, I don't know. I mean, probably one. So like that's below 20%, right?
No, but I think that's super realistic. That's what I would say right now. That would be my expectation. So if I can
Yeah.
close 1 out of 10, only 10%, and again, you'll get better as you get more familiar with the offer, as you get more familiar with pitching it. I'm going to work with you on this so your close percentage goes up incrementally. But even if we can only close 1 out of 10, I think that's a good, safe barometer. So if I
Mm,
need to speak to 10 clients to get 1 sale,
mm,
I want 2 to 3 sales in the next 3 months, right? I need to be getting on a minimum of 10 sales calls per month to make this happen. Okay. So to
mm,
reach 10 sales calls per month, right? Generally speaking, I have to do somewhere between 40 and 50 conversations to get 10 bookings, right? Bookings usually are about a 20 to 25% ratio of talking software companies, the ones that will actually book in and get on a call with you. Okay. So we're going to dial in your outreach approach and we're going to work on this a little closer. Now, with the outreach approach, our goal is to generate 40 to 50 quality conversations per month.
Oh, this is the eco script, right?
Yeah, EcoScript is where you would be converting people from a conversation into a booking. Correct, 100%.
Mm,
So we want
50.
40 to 50 quality convos per month. We want that to go to about 10 booked sales calls to convert 1 paying client. Right? And then we want to repeat that, but this is per month. This is all per month. So 10 combos per month, or I'm sorry, 40 to 50 quality combos per month should turn into approximately 10 book calls per month, should turn into approximately 1 paying client. Can we get better results? Hell yeah. Might we? Maybe. I think the first month, I think this is very realistic. Then the next month,
Mm.
I would think we can generate closer to 2 to 3 paying clients. And I think your close percentage will increase. So to do this, I would do a combo of these. Again, whatever, I'm not saying this is all at once. I like to pick one specific thing and get good on it and then go on to multiple. But if I have the capabilities and it's not too overwhelming and I either have the software or the body or the time, I want to do more than one of these. But to execute on this, I would use a 3-prong outreach approach. I would use 3-prong outreach approach. And what I mean by that is personally, I would be using Facebook, I would be using LinkedIn, and I would be using cold email. That would be my approach to start. I would want to eventually, and I'm guessing of, number one, what you know about PDOCS. Number two, your offer and being in the paid ads arena. I would think eventually you want to get to the point where you can start to create some paid ads and not have to do this all organically. But I wouldn't want you to do that until it's well out of profit and not out of pocket. So I would wait until I'm at consistent 10K months before I even entertain getting into paid traffic. So I don't want to talk about that too much right now. That will be a goal for probably month 2 to 3 of us now working together here. But I think in the first 2 months, I want to show you organic strategies that you can get your first few clients, not have to spend any more money, maybe outside of a software or email, I'm not sure what you have and what you don't. You may need a small little software, but no more money to ads, no more money in your mentorship, your development into courses. I just want to help you knock this out in the next couple months. This is a very, very basic start, right? Um, if we can, again, this document as we're looking over after filling it out, super basic, super simple, but this is what people need to be able to go, all right, my next step is dial in my offer, map out my offer. All right, outreach, I need to get into 40, 50 conversations. How am I going to do this? I can use Facebook outreach. I can use groups. I can use LinkedIn messaging and cold DMs. I can pull lists or get emails of software companies and SaaS companies and blast cold email. There's no reason, if we're doing this, David, we can't reach 40 to 50 quality conversations per month, which is the number one thing that's going to lead to all those KPIs of the landed clients, the 15K in revenue, et cetera, et cetera. And then once we start diving into this, we're going to work a lot more on the actual outreach strategy, right? This call isn't necessarily to dive too much into the strategy. It's just to show you what platforms I would be using and how I recommend you can pull this off without having to spend any more money. Does this all make sense?
Yeah.
Is it simple enough where it like makes stupid simple sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. So next steps after the call, David, I don't know if you want it or not. I just always send, I'll send you this call recording. I'm going to send you this document. You go through definitely and map out your avatar a little more, which you'll actually see the place to map it out in the offer building framework and worksheets I'm going to be sending you over. You can just take notes and then transfer it over to there later. But anyway, I'm going to be sending you this document, this call recording, and then everything you need to go map out your offer and all my updated resources. Those will be your next steps. Try to get as much of that done as possible by Thursday and jump onto the group call Thursday and let me refine your offer and go over that in a little more depth with you.
Sweet. Sweet. Yeah, sounds like
any other questions or anything else you'd like me to cover right now, David?
No, not really, not really. Yeah. Other than that, this feels very different compared to the original 7 days challenge, which is what I started with.
Well,
Yep,
it
like
is a
there's
little different
more.
because in a 7 day
Yeah,
challenge, I only have 7 days to work with people and getting results. And the basic gist of the 7 day challenge, if you remember, you will be in conversations and have a couple call bookings by the end of the week. This, I'm building out a 2 to 3 month approach to help you land high ticket clients, right? It's a little bit different. This is a lot more encompassing. 7 day challenge has one very specific objective: to get you in conversations and booking a couple of calls. That's it.
Yep.
This is to take it now that I'm booking calls and I'm getting, how do I convert them? How do I get them to paying clients? How do I do my, this is all encompassing. The challenge is a little portion of this, but that is like, that's why it was only 7 days, right? I couldn't pull this off. I can't work with somebody in 7 days and refine your offer and teach you how to get into 40, 50 quality conversations. I'd be dumb if I said I could do this in 7 days.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything that I do, every offer I create has a very specific objective. Same with my funnel. Every single, everybody thinks high ticket sales is the sale, right? And I got to close that 5K deal. And they focus on building out all their messaging to try to close that 5K deal. Great. But the problem that a lot of marketers and people doing outreach don't see is every part of your funnel has its own objective with its own sale. Let's say we're starting front end and running an ad. My objective is to pique your curiosity, your intrigue, show you some value, and make you want to book a call. That's my sale. I think people in their ad are focusing on already trying to leverage that high ticket sale. It's like each step they're trying to actually make the 5K sale instead of just worry about that objective. Same thing with what I'm showing you here. Each thing has its own little objective. So step one of my funnel, running an ad, my objective in my sale is to get you to book. Now in the booking process, the sale I need to make is to give you enough value and resources and educate you so you actually show up to the call. That's all I'm doing. Then my next step with my homework assignment is, again, to make sure that when you show up to the call, we can get the most value and you can be asking relevant questions to make sure that we're a good fit to work together. That's all the objective is. So the objective, like the triage, is twofold: just to pre-qualify and just to financially qualify, or a soft yes, as you've probably heard me say many times. When I get to the end of the triage call, I use verbiage something like this: hey, David, and of course the objective of the triage, pre-qualify, a soft yes or a financial pre-qualifier, then book in for the strategy session, right? So each step, and same with what I'm showing you here with your offer, your outreach, your 40 to 50, like each of these is a different objective. And if I'm just focusing on that, what do I need to do to accomplish that? I'm not looking at the whole big picture, right? So again, objective, like I was saying, the verbiage first off. Yes, when I get to the end of a triage call, I usually do this. Hey, David. So based on everything we've discussed here today, I know we can certainly help you and with the problem you're facing and the type of business you're in. It's exactly who we work with, which I really wanted to make sure we're a good fit before we start talking about the offer. Obviously, today's call, David, we only had about 15 minutes scheduled. So this is what I recommend. Let me send you over a homework showing you exactly how I build out SLOs, how I generate the research and build out the powerful performance stuff that can go into your paid ads and paid traffic and help you grow your SaaS company. And then let's hop on and go do a full strategy session here within the next 24 to 48 hours after you go through this video I send you. And we'll talk about how this works specifically for your business, price, and make sure we set expectations and then see if it's a fit. Does that sound fair, David? Yeah, right, it does. Yada, yada, yada. Great. And David, when we speak, and then I would lock in the time, let's just say Thursday at noon. David, when we speak Thursday at noon, and when we go through the offer, if you can see a clear path into growing your business and what you have 100% certainty on, this will help you get from point A, 20K months, to point B, 50K months. Is there anything on that call that would stop us from moving forward and investing, if you know it's a good fit? So that's what I do when that's my financial pre-qualifier or my soft yes, rather than saying, hey, David, if everything makes sense, would you be willing to invest? People don't really think and they just say yes when you say it like that. That's why I say, hey, David, if everything makes sense on Thursday when we speak, is there anything that would prevent you from moving forward and investing to further your business on that call? And that what I'm trying to do there is suss out objections before I get to the sales call. I might find out now that, yeah, Ray, finances are an issue right now. Cool. So if I can make it make sense financially, would there be anything stopping us? No. If it makes sense financially, I'd be willing to move forward. Great. Or they might say my business partner, my spouse, yada, yada, yada. Let's get that out of the way on the triage call. That way, when we get to the actual sales call on Thursday at noon, there's no objections I'm going to get. Or if I need a business partner or spouse, I can set it up so they're on that call so I don't have to set up another follow-up call, right? It's the same thing I'm talking about, like a whole sales process and someone's whole funnel. Each particular step in that funnel has its own objective and its own little sale in itself, right? And I don't think enough people just focus on the objective of that one thing. And they're always looking for, how do I get this person to buy my 5K stuff? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which is very similar with this strategy in this document. When I work with a lot of clients in PDOCS, they're trying to map out like, hey, how do I close this deal? But they're not mapping out the reverse engineering of dialing in their offer, their avatar, how many conversations, their conversion percentage. Like, you need to reverse engineer it to make it realistic, and then you can build out the approach.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. I actually got to run, David. I'm 2 minutes late for my next one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Give me a few minutes. Let me take my next call or two, and then I will send you over all that information that I talked about, your document from today, the call recording, the stuff for your offer, and follow up with me. Let's try to meet on Thursday for the session that I added you to.
Sure. Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, great. Good work, man. I'm looking forward to getting this rocking with you.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you.
Bye-bye.